Learn presents Programming for Beginners. With all the different things happening around the world, it is hard to not think about starting a career as a programmer. After all, the world is more based on technology now than ever. With all sorts of technologies like artificial intelligence and machine learning, and seeing how complicated these things are to do. Some may become discouraged, but we at Learn will like to share a unique experience and life lesson to you. That is the start of Learn and how we know what we know in the field of programming. I'm just going to say it was not overnight. Our creator started off with one vision and idea, that the learning curve of programming will become more steeper, meaning that anyone could learn programming at a faster rate with certain unique techniques that will enhance your whole learning process. Because of this idea, we try to create short but high-content videos when it comes to teaching something new, especially the fundamentals. This is because the brain learns better and retains more information when there is not as much information to take in all at once. So taking this process step by step is the best way to start off. Our creator had all this in mind, without knowing a single thing about programming, but just after a few weeks, he understood the basics and fundamentals perfectly and moved on to more advanced things like JavaScript, React, React Native, and more. But then things went crashing down. First, there wasn't enough time for programming with everything else he had to do. Then things got even more complicated within the field of programming. All he could think about was how hard it was, not only because of time, but also because of the high level of programming he needed to learn and rise up to. These things, like thinking how hard it was and feeling overwhelmed, are the things that Learn strategy will help avoid in you. So our creator started applying today's Learn method of learning, step by step. With this, he started off fresh and picked up from where he left off. Ever since, 1 year has passed and he still keeps on learning and practicing without difficulties. Sometimes we Learn and our employees watch some Learn videos to get us in the right mindset and remember the step-by-step method of Learn to help grow exponentially, all without a pause. First, you want to install Visual Studio Code from Chrome or any other web browser. Here you have options for the download depending on the type of computer you have. I have Windows, so I would choose Windows. Since I already have Visual Studio Code installed, now let's open it. First, you will see some things that may not be familiar to you, but as you use this software, you would get used to it. Now let's create our first file by clicking the Create File icon. Then left-click the File button and click Save As to name and save your file. Next, type in the code you want to display. I will use the H1 tag as an example. Afterwards, you want to drag and drop the HTML file from VS Code into a web browser. And there you have it, a fully functional web page with little content, but it's just the start of a beautiful journey that only you can control. So let's move on to something more, something that is basic and part of your foundation as a programmer. The Doctype Html Tag lets the browser know what version of HTML this website is using. The lowercase HTML tags is used as a container for all HTML content and elements. The head tags is to contain specific information about a website, also known as metadata, like the title of the page. The body tag is where all visible elements or information of the website goes, like text, images, links, and more. To finish, you want to update the website in the browser so the changes could show. Just make sure to stay connected to this channel. More content will be coming soon for you because if one person did it, you can do it too.